My name is Nigel Maris. I'm the founder and managing director of Assembled Electronic Solutions. My background is as an engineer, production engineer, and spent many years working in overseas markets, particularly in the Far East, in Asia, the Middle East and North America, and obviously in Europe as well. As an engineer, I worked in the petrochemical and heavy industry sectors, and I was involved as the chief executive of a company for 10 years, during which time we doubled the size of the business and then sold it to an American corporate, a listed company in the States. I stayed on for a year with them running the European operations before leaving to set up my own business. In 2009 I set up Assembled Electronic Solutions, or AES, which is easier to say, because I couldn't find a provider that could provide a solution to engineering problems that had all the elements. There were lots of companies that were very good at electronics or software or design, but what I wanted was a team that was fully integrated, which could offer the customer a complete solution. And the life of AES since 2009 has been very much a journey. So we started making bare circuit boards, and then we went into populating the circuit boards. We then started designing circuit boards for customers, and actually the manufacture and the design are two different areas. The manufacture, we found that in volume it was more cost effective to work with the suppliers in Asia, but the design and innovation was one of the reasons why customers came to us. It was what made us different. But that journey didn't stop with design. So we've then gone on to work with plastics manufacturers, metal machining companies, and with the local universities, moving further and further through the technology base, so that now customers come to us and work as part of our team, if you like, surrounded by software, embedded software, mechanical design engineers and the electronics people. And what we found is that if we can design products from the start with all the ergonomics, the packaging, the styling, as well as the electronics, you get a much better, more cost-effective solution than if you start with the electronics and then try and make it sexy later on. And because of that, we now are winning quite a lot of work from corporate customers, where they come in and work almost part of our team. They work with us, and we brainstorm ideas. Sometimes we have lots of innovation ideas, sometimes the clients have the ideas, and together we can go through a journey that works quite well, where we start with prototyping and concept right through to mid-sized production. My goal is to grow the business so that on the very large volume work that we generate, we would then work with Asian suppliers to help with the volume, but we retain the clever innovation and the problem solving, which is why customers are coming to us. We have a range of customers, and it was my intention right from the start of the business not to be dependent on just one industry sector. So today we have customers, including regular customers that come to us year on year for product, in the medical sector, automotive sector, a small amount of aerospace work, and quite a lot of work in general industrial and OEM kind of markets. Our clients range from university spin-offs, where there's a good idea and they have money to fund a project, and we help bring product to market, so the commercialization. But in more recent history, we've started to get bigger customers now. Our products are either directly or one stage removed, purchased and used by some well-known names. For example, Rolls-Royce Aerospace. Our products are used in customers' products that are used in aircraft build and manufacture. Jaguar Land Rover and Aston Martin. Our products end up in some cases in the vehicles, in special vehicles, but also used in bits of equipment used in the manufacturing process itself, and things like dynamometers and turbochargers. So we're in different levels of the manufacturing process. More recently, we've been getting closer to the bigger corporates, where they're coming for solutions to problems. We're also now supplying products that we've developed ourselves into the National Health Service, which is quite exciting for us because that's starting to roll out into a bigger market for us. And most recently, some of our safety and security technology is under discussions with one of the big rail network companies. So we're quite optimistic that the future is bringing opportunities for us where We're building on successes. The reputation's getting out there now that we can deliver innovative solutions, and that's what makes us different. It's the fact that we can offer not just electronics, but a new idea, a fresh approach, and take it right through to product. AES recognised right from the outset that we needed to comply with the ISO 9001 quality standard, which we achieved in the first year of trading, and we've maintained that throughout. 3 years ago, we decided to apply and to implement ISO 13485, which is the medical compliance standard. That's very unusual to have a success in gaining accreditation to that standard for medical products for a company this size. Normally it's much bigger companies, and because of that, which we've just recently renewed again this year, we now win work directly for the National Health Service and spin-offs through the university, where we can help with our quality system and innovation, bringing medical products to market. In addition to the quality standards that we've got ourselves, we're also now the accredited or critical subcontractor for 3 or 4 of our corporate clients. So for example, for one customer, we are regularly audited by the British Standards Institute for a customer where we make their fire and smoke control panels. We also have another external auditing company that regularly reviews us for an invasive medical product, which we're developing for a team of doctors in the private sector. And we have a couple of others where we're making products for construction, where we're audited independently. So our quality is not just of the ones that we've implemented ourselves, but where also clients have come to us and said, can we be the bit that delivers the quality as well as the product for them? The way we work with customers has evolved as we've learnt more about the process, and we've actually developed a method of working with corporate clients which works really well. And that's really started because of my own frustrations when as a CEO of a corporate, that in most project development processes, projects take too long, they cost too much money, and when the solution arrives, it quite often isn't what you wanted from the start. So we work in a slightly different way. We work very openly with the customers, and we encourage them to come and sit with us and work and go through the various stages of the journey, and that journey has become more and more efficient. So the initial idea would be to let the customer explain what they're trying to achieve. We would then exchange ideas and creative ideas as to how to solve the problem. In some cases, I would bring in people from local universities and engineering technology centres that we work well with. So we create a very powerful team right from the start, and the customer feels that they're part of their team. The journey then would be broken down into small stages to keep the technology risk low. That would involve typically scoping the project, developing rapid prototypes, making prototypes that are fully functional, so putting electronics and software and that sort of thing into them, and then gradually working through CAD designs, the ergonomics, right through to the end product. But then we don't stop at that point. We would look to then manufacture the product for them wherever possible. And if the project gets to a size where it would be beyond our immediate manufacturing capability, we would then be able to subcontract and project manage that, but retain the important bits that keep the product confidential. So software, IP, that part of the technology. So we can help the customer through the journey, right from, how do I solve this problem, through lots of different stages of iterations and prototyping, right through to becoming regular suppliers. And many of our customers that we've gone through this process with, we've been with now for several years, and they come back to us for more and more projects. We've been very successful with the strategy in working closely with clients. First of all, we don't often get into a competitive tendering situation. Most of the time when we pitch for work, we get the work because we've already been involved in the journey, the thought process to get to that solution. So clients come to us typically because either they need to improve their competitive edge because products are getting perhaps a bit old in the marketplace, or they are aware of new and emerging technologies but they don't have the capability in-house, or maybe they do but it's not the core activity, so they'd rather have it done in a very timely, very quick, efficient way, whereas in a corporate world it can take a long time to get things mobilized. Usually our customers want things yesterday, and they come to us because they want solutions now, and they want to go on a journey to further improve the products. So our way of working helps to deliver that against milestones. Within AES, we employ a number of people with particular specializations. So we have a smaller financial team. The main investment has been in the mechanical and electronics assembly and in the electronics design team. Over the time, the total headcount at the moment is 12 people, and then around that we have a number of consultants and subcontractors that we work closely with, including CAD design, additional software design engineers and additional electronics engineers. And then outside of that we have a number of companies that we have a strong working relationship with, that will be involved in plastics moulding, metal machining, and a number of universities where I will either speak there at events and support them, or they'll help us with technology issues or access to new emerging technologies. I'm really excited about the future for the business. AES has grown in revenue in the last 12 months by 48%. We have a number of products that we want to develop and launch of our own to grow our own IP. And also we have a number of corporate clients where we're now developing solutions for them which we need to take to a bigger level to make them more cost effective and more scalable. So at the moment the projects come through mainly referrals and through my networking, and I can only do so much. So what I'm looking for with the investment is to effect a step change, which I've done before in previous companies, but this is the first time we'll have done it with AES, where I can bring in additional design resource, mechanical CAD engineering design capability, and to beef up the financial team as well, so that we can have more depth within the design and software side. We've got more projects that we to tackle. I have a number of them that I'm holding and doing nothing with at the moment because I want to keep focused on delivering solutions. But with more resource and more finance, I'll be able to do more of these and bring them to market quickly. The other big area of investment for us will be in the digital marketing. As I mentioned, AES generally wins the work when we bid for work, but we are getting our work through the networking, which has a certain limitation. What I would like to do is to then promote what we do more widely, particularly to the corporate customers, where we have a big success with them. Once we're in with the corporate customers, they tend to come back to us for more work, and they see us as a safe pair of hands, a good provider of a solution. But we've got to find them and get the communication going and show them what we can do. So a big part of the investment will be to help me market this and promote it, and to find the key people at these corporate companies. So I'll talk about the financial bit and talk about the role they do in the company.
Yeah.
Okay. AES is looking for an investment in the business to help it grow, and so that we can increase our capacity and our resources. But also I'm interested in getting the right kind of investor, somebody who could add value to the business. That might be through the personal contacts and the market knowledge in a particular area. For example, in the medical electronics, or in automation, whatever the sector might be. The other area of interest is an investor that has particular skill sets. So that might be mechanical and CAD design engineering, software development, financial capability. So we're looking for people that can bring something to the business, as well as the financial support to help us step change.
Right.
We're in a very interesting area, based in the middle of the UK, not far from continental Europe. Based in Warwickshire. Stratford-upon-Avon is the home of Shakespeare, and almost every month of the year there's some activity going on in this immediate area, which lends into or moves into things like river festivals and lots of theatre. Shakespeare at the moment is in the middle of its 450th anniversary. As a result, they're putting on at the RSC every play that is written over 3 years. I'm trying to get to a few, but not as many as I'd like. Moving slightly outside of Stratford, it's very much a cosmopolitan sort of tourist town. We have people from Asia, North America, Middle East coming here mainly for Shakespeare, but then seeing Warwickshire generally. So we have nearly every restaurant going, all different types of food. Beyond Warwickshire, we're close to the biggest city is Birmingham, which is only about 18 miles away. And then Coventry, Warwick, Leamington, and with the M40 we can be into Heathrow Airport or into the central London in about an hour and a half. But in the Midlands it's a real engineering powerhouse of aerospace and automotive industry. Jaguar Land Rover and Aston Martin are less than 20 minutes drive from here, and we do work for these companies. And then we work quite closely with a network of really good universities. So in Coventry we have Warwick University, and of which I'm a non-exec director of their science park. We have Coventry University, which is very strong in automotive design. Aston University, not far away, is into photonics and high-tech electronics, and we've had employees from there working with us. And then Birmingham University, which is quite strong, like Warwick, on medical and science and technology. So we've actually got quite a strong power base in terms of academic universities, and below them there's a whole sort of number of schools that in both public and private sector feeding into those universities. I'd like to thank you for visiting Assembled Electronic Solutions. We're on a journey which we think is particularly exciting, and judging by the number of new customers and the way the business is evolving, we think this will be quite exciting going forward and very interesting for the right investor. We look forward to seeing you in the future.